Hello, this is Brother Derrick Wright, and welcome back to Calvary's Corner. Again, same day, same shirt, more sunlight. All right, I want to talk to you about a person who cusses, a person who has attacked the authority physically with a weapon and did physical damage, a person who is constantly corrected about their behavior in spiritual manners, a person who constantly questions the authority, a person who has even denied Christ, even though they claim to be a follower of His. And you would say about that person, man, Brother Derrick, that is an individual that truly needs some Jesus and needs some help. And I would say you're correct, but I would also say that that person knew Jesus personally. I would also say that that person walked with Jesus for 3.5 years. I would also say that that person, other than Jesus Christ, is the only person in human history to ever walk on water. And so you would know by now I'm talking about the Apostle Peter. Um, you know that Jesus even said to Peter, the devil seeks to sift you as wheat. That Peter denied Jesus Christ 3 times and cussed when people said, hey, you're a follower of his. So we know that Peter had some issues, but let me just read this to you. In the book of Matthew, when Jesus asked the disciples, who do people say he is, and asked them, who did they say he was? Verse 15 in chapter 16, it says, he said unto them, but whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed this unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee, thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Well, think about this. All of those questionable attributes about Peter, all of those challenging things, which are pretty extreme. I mean, he cut a soldier's ear off, which was against the will of Christ, and he cussed, and he did some, he questioned Christ and his, which I just don't even see how that was possible. But what I'm going to say to you is this, that God knew that Peter, who he was, and all the things that he was going to do, and all of his shortcomings, and he allowed him to, one, be the person who identifies Jesus Christ as Jesus Christ in the Bible. And God knew that he would be the one that had enough confidence and spunk and belief and fortitude to say, you know what? Even for a few steps, I'm going to walk on water because Jesus Christ is there. And it was 11 other apostles in that boat, and nobody else stepped out on that water but Peter. And it's because of who he was. And I think in our society right now, even though we claim to be so tolerant, Christians are the least tolerant of people that don't act the way they think they should act. And even if it's wrong, they're the most, we can be the most vicious and intolerant people in our words and things that we say, and our quick, swift desire to disconnect with people or run them down because of something that they did. But you don't know, that could be Peter. I'm just saying, everybody that's going to serve God is not all cleaned up. Preacher boys and preacher girls and Sunday school faithful attendants. Some people that would do great things for God are a total mess, and you have to love them. I'm not saying you justify their behavior. I'm not saying that you let them slide. Anybody who's been around me will tell you that I don't let kids get away with things, and I hold them accountable. But you have to understand, you don't, totally destroy the spirit of somebody because they are not living the perfect Christian example. And That also being said, there are some people that are not saved that may never get saved if dependent upon some Christians who will rip down their actions and call them scum and all sorts of other unchristlike things because they don't agree with their behavior. And that runs rampant in Christian circles today. So I would just say you never know when you are talking about a Peter, somebody that God has set aside to do something that will change the world, somebody whose words will be used for the rest of eternity to lead people to Jesus Christ and to validate who Jesus is. So we just don't know when we're talking to a Peter. And everybody won't be, the Apostle John who loved Christ, who was on his shoulder. God made us all different. And we need Peters just like we need Johns, just like there will be Judases, just like we need Nathaniels, Doubting Thomases. We need everybody in the body of Christ. So let's not get so, I don't know. I don't want to say self-righteous, but maybe self-righteous is the word, but the phrase. But let's not look down on people because of who they are. Everybody did not come from where we came from. We don't all have the same circumstances, and God made everybody different. Look at large volumes of the Bible are written by Moses, Paul, David, 3 murderers. Think about that. 3 murderers, confessed murderers, have written probably, I don't know, 2/3 of the Bible. Think about that. All right, everybody have a beautiful day. God bless you.